Okay, so just another boring episode. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 7, Keeping It Gucci. All right, y'all. So we start off this episode where Drew meets with the video director, and there's really nothing to see here. The only thing I cared about in this scene is when the director was talking about marriage and saying that if you guys can get to year 8, you kind of just take off from there, you'll be good from there. And Drew's face kind of suggested that they're not going to make it. So yeah, that was the only thing that was interesting in this scene because throughout the season so far, they're making it seem like their marriage is fine. However, we know in the blogs that is not the case. So next we see Sonya and Sheree, and apparently Rihanna had some great things to say about She by Sheree. And I'm confused because what they showed as far as the picture that Rihanna says she loves Sheree Whitfield. I didn't see anything about her saying something about She by Sheree. But again, you guys let me know because what they showed as evidence, I would say, okay, she says she loves Sheree. But of course, she had to mention that Kandi was a hater. And I'm confused how Kandi is a hater. First of all, Kandi has multiple businesses. She also helps people to be able to create their own business and their own empire. She also helped you. She was telling you you have the biggest brand, the biggest name that no one has seen yet. What do you mean she's a hater? Because she said the truth. She said it's not done or it's not completed. Like, y'all just try to find any reason. It's clear at this point, everybody comes for the big dog because at the end of the day, Kandi is the top housewife at this point. Now that Nene is gone, Kandi is the target. I don't know what that hater stuff was about, but Kandi's not hating on you. If anything, it's the other way around. So with that, they do a freezing session of some sort. And so Sheree decides to bring the girls together for a shit show that she thinks is going to help. And we clearly knew that was not going to be the case. So next we have Marlo meeting with Courtney. And one thing I could say about Marlo, that girl's body is always on point and she can dress. That's one thing we can give to her is that the body's on point, the outfits be on point. We'll give her that. Because what she had on, I think it was like an orange little two-piece. It was cute. It was cute. And so she meets with Courtney. And for some reason, she's like, "Oh, I'm meeting with my girlfriend Courtney." And I think didn't they just really start talking because isn't Courtney Sheree's friend? So, but what I didn't like about this scene, and again, maybe it's just me because Marlo was annoying the hell out of me at this point. She's like, "I'm meeting with my girlfriend Courtney, and I know she's gonna want a spicy margarita." How do you know what she wants, Marlo? How do you know what she wants? And then literally, Marlo orders everything. And I don't remember Courtney saying, "Look, well, I know she said she hasn't been there before, but I don't think she said, I haven't been here before. You just order whatever." I don't think so. But you guys let me know in the comments. But I just felt like that shows you Marlo's personality, that she has to be in control. Because literally, I was just like, how you just going to order the drink that you claim she wants, the food that you claim she wants? In my opinion, she was just doing too much. But the main reason why she wanted to talk is because she was saying that she wanted to apologize for the fight at her event. So moving on. So Sonya and Kandi meet, and Kandi tells Sonya that she's playing both sides of the fence. And she is. Like everyone can see it at this point. Sonya's not a friend to anyone. at the end of the day, and she's going to play whatever side that's going to keep her relevant and stay on the show. So this is why I say Kandi at this point, she just probably is going to keep her circle small with the people that she knows are legit friends, like like Kenya, because, and it's sad because there will possibly be genuine people in the future who genuinely want a connection with Kandi. But I think at this point, I can understand how she may not want to connect with any more people from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because every time she tries to become friends with them, they shit on her. And Sonya is one of them. So Marlo says that she hasn't seen. Now, this is a back and forth between the Sonya and Kandi meetup and Marlo talking to Courtney. Okay. So Marlo says that she hadn't seen Kandi, which is why she never confronted her about how she felt about her nephew situation. Well, that has to be a lie because there was a season in between that. So you have seen her and you have her number. So what was wrong with talking to her beforehand or sending her a text message telling her how you feel about the situation? This is why we're saying you're full of it. It's bullshit because at the end of the day, you did have an opportunity. You just wanted that opportunity to be on camera 3+ years later. Like, if you really wanted to have a genuine conversation with her, you could have had a genuine conversation with her. But I always side eye people who can have genuine conversations with people in private, but they decide to display it in public. Yeah. Yeah. So, Marlo, you're full of it. So, Kandi admits with Sonya that she is not sentimental. She's not that sentimental friend because when she lost her brother at 15, she just had to push through it. And she starts crying. And I felt so bad for her because you know how I've said it before that I feel like Kandi can be socially awkward and can be passive aggressive. What she displayed in this scene, which of course I love her vulnerability in this scene, it almost comes off as if she hasn't healed from her brother's passing. She just numbed it to push through. So, because from my understanding, I think one of the episodes of Escape documentary, or maybe an Unsung or something like that, when he passed, she said for whatever reason after he passed, that's when their careers kicked off. Escape, their careers kicked off. It makes me wonder if she really has healed from it or if she's gotten help in regards to it, knowing how to process it, because it seems like that's what it is. She hasn't processed it. She's just pushed through and she's constantly pushed through, just trying to push that back, further back, further back. So that to me made me say, okay, we're getting somewhere. And honestly, Kandi, if they're going to keep you next season, this would actually be a great storyline because you don't talk about your brother. This may be the time to talk about your brother and try to go through the healing process in regards to that. So when she said that, I said, "Oh my gosh, okay." So she seems like she's never dealt with it. And the fact that she cried, well, we know. Interesting enough, she said she's not sentimental, but of course she's crying. I don't know. I feel like Kandi definitely needs to heal from that. But let me know what you guys think about that. That's what I felt when she was talking to Sonya, that she never really healed. She just kept going as far as her career and her businesses are concerned, because she would rather do that than to actually sit in it and process what happened. So, and of course, Sonya cries with her. And honestly, even in that scene, I do feel it was genuine with Sonya, because I'm one of those people where when someone cries in front of me, it's hard for me not to cry with them, because I'm sentimental like that. Like, I don't want to see people in pain. So Drew has a scene and nothing there. So next, uh, Kenya, her scene. And I think this was a good scene for, older women who want to still be mothers. She actually wants to have another child. And so she still has embryos. And she said that her and her agreement with Mark was if something happened to, one another, like if something happened, I don't know if that meant in death or just in general that they broke up. that she would still be able to keep them. And so someone, I think the production says, well, why don't you just have a child by another man? And, Kenya said, look, I don't want to have kids by multiple men. And she also says that she don't think anyone actually has ever wanted to have kids by, multiple men. So here's my thing in this situation. One thing that we do know that Kenya got out of that marriage is a beautiful, beautiful, smart. I mean, Brooklyn is just like, I don't know, like she is just a blessing. Like you could just tell from the beginning when we saw her as a little baby to now, she is truly a special child. Beautiful girl inside and out. So, in my personal opinion, since that is the biggest and it seems like the only blessing she got out of being with Mark, hell, I would want to have another child by him too. Because clearly they were able to create a beautiful, amazing child. So why not have another one? So I mean, hey, if she's willing to do it, if he's not gonna flip out about it, then by all means, hell, do it. So but it was an interesting scene because they were talking about how it was almost, life threatening for her to deliver Brooklyn, because apparently they said like C sections usually take about what 25-30 minutes. She said hers was like 2.5 hours, and she lost a lot of blood. And I was like, damn. So like she literally almost lost her life giving birth to Brooklyn. And so her doctor was like, maybe a surrogate may be the option because you just don't want to risk losing your life trying to give birth to another child. So that was a really good scene because I think it's an important scene for us women to see in regards to those type of situations. So, I'm trying to stretch this out because it really wasn't much in this episode. So then they have the Gucci brunch. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but at the Gucci brunch, everyone is supposed to wear Gucci or have on Gucci. I just felt like that was tacky, whatever. But I was just like, why do they have to wear Gucci? Which is why, low key, I was kind of rooting for Kenya when she came in with no like Gucci logo. She was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not about to do all of that shit. I think she said what she had on was Gucci, but she had on her Chanel purse. Like, I gotta love Kenya sometimes when she's being a rebel. So, but Sheree starts to cry about how she wants all of them to get along again. And while I thought it was genuine in that moment, like, Sheree, let's not act like you are also not aiding in the BS and some of the nonsense that's going on with these women. So, again, like, I feel like a lot of these girls are frenemies. They're not real genuine friends. So while she was crying, I was side-eyeing her because I'm like, girl, you are a part of it. You was just calling Kandi a damn hater in this episode. So, okay. So Sonya tries to confront Kenya. So this is where everybody can get their issues out. And we clearly know when Sonya tried to confront Kenya before in Jamaica, it didn't work out in her best. Like, Kenya read her for filth. Sonya could not keep up. So when Sonya was like, well, Kenya, I got an issue with you, I was like, oh boy, you about to get checked yet again. But what she said is that, when Kenya told her to go home, she was annoyed by that because she really is genuinely trying to build a friendship with her. And so Kenya tells her that she really doesn't trust Sonya. And the reason why she doesn't really trust Sonya is because of the ass comment on What Happens Live. And so we see a clip of Sonya on What Happens Live. And Andy is asking about, Kenya's butt and if it's actually real or not. And so Sonya says, when Marlo tells you to look at it or whatever the case may be, it could be real, it could not be real. She didn't necessarily, to me, in my opinion, in that scene, it wasn't a lot of shade thrown. She was just pretty much saying she really doesn't know. And I think that's fine to say because at this point in this plastic surgery world, we really don't know. You know what I mean? But I guess for Kenya, she felt like, look, at least say something like, Kenya looks great, whether it's real or not, I don't know, but she does look great. So they kind of squash it, I guess. And no, actually, what Sonya said was, I want to build a genuine friendship. And Kenya says, okay, well, I pretty much, I got to test you out. I gotta see, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're worthy of that or something to that effect. And look, Kenya doesn't need Sonya. Like, she doesn't. Especially like being on this show. She does not need Sonya. Sonya needs more of these girls' connection more than anything to try to maintain being on a show or to keep her position on a show. So at the end of the day, Kenya maybe played and was like, look, I gotta test your energy, I gotta test your temperature, I gotta see if you're worthy of my presence. Hell, it is what it is. And you the one who want the friendship, so deal with it. As far as I see it, I wouldn't beg for Kenya's friendship. Like, but the problem is, I think they know that she plays all sides of the fence. So that's why they're kind of side eyeing her, wondering if she really wants to create genuine friendships or she's just doing this for the show. So with that, Sheree makes it seem like, because of course the big showdown between Marlo and Kandi happens, and Kenya and Drew are chiming in, and Sheree makes it seem like Kenya and Drew are Kandi's mouthpieces, and that's not the case. The case is they have all been disrespected by Marlo, so of course when they hear Marlo talking BS, they want to comment on it. So with that, Kenya, of course, the read of all reads, the shade of all shades. She's acting like she's choking, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I choked on some bullshit. It's hard for me to swallow that bullshit that Marlo was saying." And literally, everything that Marlo was saying was bullshit. Everything she was saying was bullshit. She kept saying, like, as a friend, she was like, I've given you stuff. I've done this for you, Kandi, and you couldn't even do anything in regards to my nephew's funeral. At this point, we're beating a dead horse. It's very clear that, Kandi, the best way she can, was trying to be there for Marlo. I don't know what the material things would have done in the situation, but again, Marlo is very materialistic. The flowers or whatever the case may be, she keeps talking about this. I just think she's beating a dead horse. She's trying to have a storyline, and it's draining at this point. So they're all, checking her and her BS. Like, Kenya's going in, Kandi's going in, Drew is going in, and then of course Marlo gets up and she has to make an exit, and she's saying that, Kenya is so disrespectful. And I'm like, did you just call Kenya disrespectful? The same woman who says that Kenya's own mother don't want nothing to do with her and all the other stuff you said, but Kenya is disrespectful. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's really hard to rock with Marlo. I can't stand people who are so quick to look at everyone else's flaws or everyone else and what they do, but they're not willing to look in the mirror. And that's the problem with Marlo. And she's like, she's so disrespectful, and she starts to act like she wants to cry. I think Marlo needs serious therapy. It has been stated that she has big issues with rejection because of how she felt when it came to her mother being a foster child. She grew up in foster care. I would rather for you to be vulnerable that way than for you to create these fake ass storylines and trying to play victim. You know what I mean? Because it's clear, because you were a victim of not having the best parents, to where you had to be in foster care. You are now playing the victim your whole entire life and not realizing that you're the cause of a lot of your chaos. So with that, the episode goes off, child. I'm shocked that I talked this damn long, because there was really nothing in this episode. Really nothing in the season. Like I said, it shouldn't be that Kandi flips out the way that she does for people to get excited that the show actually may be getting good. But then this episode shows again that they need to revamp. Like, they need to do something because the show is boring. So what are your thoughts on the episode? Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.